What is up, everybody? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and this is Art Soundoff Day 1. Maybe I can let my head block the light there. And I decided to do mine on YouTube, I guess. I was thinking about doing some of the different sites that you can do, like audio podcasts and stuff, but I'm already on YouTube all the time doing videos and stuff, so it only makes sense, right? So I guess I'll do these live videos, see how that works out, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep them all public or if I'm gonna make it unlisted and just put links out. I don't know. Today I'm going public because it's the first one, and we'll see how we go from there. So today's prompt, and I'm not gonna always go by the prompts, but because today is the first day, I figured I'll do that. But the prompt today is hopes and fears. And I think that the whole point of that is, they want you to talk about what you hope to accomplish throughout, this challenge or whatever. So, what is this challenge? And hi, Mike Sykes, by the way. Thanks for popping in. So, this is live. I don't know, maybe I will or won't do it all live. I don't know. But hey, it's cool to experiment, anyways, because, I haven't done too much live videos on YouTube. So, anyways, what is this challenge? It's called the Art Sound Off Challenge by the guys Jersey Joes and Rob Stenzinger at Lean Into Art. You can check it out at leanintoart.com/artsoundoff. The link's already in the description. And it's basically a daily challenge, but it can be how they even put it in the thing. You can kind of tailor it to however you really like, and that's what I'm going to talk about here. So my hopes with this challenge is, first of all, I just want to connect with people in the community of Lean Into Art. It's a show I've been a fan of for a long time. I've been following Jersey for years, since way back in the art and story days, and when he did the podcast with Mark Rudolph, and eventually Kevin Cross came on, and Rob Stenzinger was a part of it at times too, and so have been a lot of different creative people. And then he went on to do other podcasts. Comics Are Great. They all went on to do other things. And by the way, check out the archives for Art and Story if you can. I think it's still up. I hope so. But great show. I still miss that show. Like I wish they like Jersey. If you're hearing this, I would love to see you guys do just one reunion show. That would be fun because it was just like such a cool chemistry you guys had, and that would be really cool. And I can't wait to like this year. The one of the most best shows, and I'll probably put a link out pretty soon, is their Christmas episode. They did a few Christmas episodes. They were going for years, but there was one where they like really produced it, and it was like a TV special type of thing, and people knocked on the door, and they had all these special guests, and it was really cool. So, anyways, enough about that. The Art Sound Off thing, though, is it's to get people, that obviously Jersey and Rob and other people in the community, they have a passion for listening to podcasts. They have a passion for, um, kind of journaling your art progress and process and things like that. Those are things that are interesting to them and interesting to me for sure. Obviously, I have a podcast called Escape Artist Podcast, that has almost 100 episodes, but I haven't really done much with it lately. But um, and also the YouTube videos and all that stuff. So um, yeah, so they put out a challenge every November and they've been doing it for I think 3 or 4 years, something like that. And for other people to do the same, kind of get artists out of their shell and off their, studio desk, as far as, kind of you know, artists tend to be sometimes quiet, and we kind of stay in our little hobbit hole or cave sometimes, creating things, especially if you're a comic book artist. And this is, I think, to kind of get people to kind of step out a little bit and talk, kind of have a community and build with each other and stuff like that. I guess, they have podcasts and stuff where they talk about it. So I'll, like I said, I put the link in there and you can see all the details, more from their, exactly what their perspective is. But I think it's a cool challenge, and it's one that I kind of missed out on because I've been distracted with other things in the past few years. And even this year, I got a lot of stuff going on this month. My goals, I was thinking, was going to be to do this every weekday and take the weekends off. That was my initial thoughts, but there's something that has come up this month where I'm going to be very two of my weeks are have something very important, and that's starting next week. That is going to change. Basically, I'm not going to get into the details, but it's gonna change my schedule a lot. So I don't know if I'm really going to be able to do this every day. I might have a lot of days off. I might be able to do it on the weekends when I couldn't have done it on the weekdays. It's gonna be weird, but I'm gonna try to document as much as I can. Like I said, I wanted to do it, every weekday, but I don't know if, I'll try to do that for the rest of this week, and we'll see what happens in the next 2 weeks, and then after that, maybe I can get back to the daily stuff. So, what is my fears? I mean, I don't know if that part of the prompt is meant for this challenge or not. I mean, I guess the fear would be to, not complete the challenge, or to document things. I don't know, like, I don't want to put certain things out in public, so I guess to document things that I don't want to document. I don't know. It's not bad, like, or anything, but it's just personal. That's all, It's certain things. Nobody tells all. A fool tells all, right? Isn't that the wisdom? Um, and actually, it's funny because I'm actually uploading another video as well, kind of as we speak, or I just uploaded it, I should say, of me doing some fan art for Stranger Things. That show is awesome. So what can you expect on my art sound offs? Well, you can expect the unexpected for one, because every day will be a different thing. But, I'm going to obviously talk about art process, and I've been really digging into story a lot. I've been reading this book called Story Genius. It's really awesome. If you've ever read the book Invisible Ink, it's got a similar kind of idea as that, but it kind of goes in a little bit deeper and talks about, the internal journey of your protagonist and your story, and it kind of puts out the thesis that, the what story actually is that internal change. That's what the story is. All the external stuff, the stuff that happens, the plot, that's external. That's not actually story. It's just, plot. It's elements kind of to a story, but the heart of the story is the internal journey, basically. And that's like a very, in a nutshell, gist of it. But it goes into um, kind of the ins and outs of creating a story. It really tries to give you some hands-on stuff. So I really want to write good stories, and I like to make, like, comics is my main thing. So I'm trying to make comics, and I want those stories to be really good. I want the art to be really good. But if I feel like if the story at its core is really good, that's I just think both elements are super important, really. And but I love comics, but I haven't been often moved by comics the way maybe I have by some movies, TV shows, and things like that. I mean, I have, but I feel like sometimes, and I probably haven't read the right comics sometimes. I mean, I grew up in the 90s reading 90s comics with, Image Comics and all that stuff. So, those aren't the greatest stories to go off of, but that's not the only comics I've read. So I have been moved by comics, but I want to be moved more, I guess. The thing with comics and me, my relationship is I've loved comics because of their potential, and for me, all mediums are like that. Movies, just art in general. I'm trying to think like music. I make music as well, hip hop music, and a lot of times the thing that inspires me isn't necessarily. I mean, I am inspired by other artists and creators, but I'm also super inspired by just the potential of whatever medium it is. And whenever I see something, crafty or artistic or creative, I, I don't think like, oh, let me go get more of those things so I can enjoy it necessarily. I mean, that's one thing, but one of the biggest things is I just want like whatever I see that's creative, I want to do it too. I want to get my hands dirty and mess around in that arena. So that tends to be a huge part of my inspiration when it comes to creative projects. So one of the things is these things are supposed to be about 5 to 10 minutes long. I'm going on 11 minutes and 30 seconds, so I'm probably going to let that be this. Definitely check out leanintoart.com. Check out their podcasts if you haven't. They got really awesome, deep thinking podcasts about art and process and things like that. And check out the Art Soundoff hashtag Art Soundoff and see what other people are talking about. All right, I will talk to you on the next Art Soundoff. Peace out.